Hey guys, so today I want to compare a few flower buds that I have open right now. I mean, I just have so many different species that are flowering, and I felt like we might be able to use it for a video. Like compare them, show you how they look like. So let's have a look. So this one here, this is Isla del Sol, relative of Echinopsis lageniformis. Beautiful, beautiful flower. Very similar to Lageniformis in every way, but they might be a separate species. The way it's looking, they are pretty unique in their own way too. It's a nice population. They should take a close look at it. So let's have a look at this. This is very nice. This Peruvianus. Peruvianus or something like North Peru, which is very similar. I mean, it's it's just a regional form. Brown, blackish hair with white. There's a tiny spider living on it. Hey friend, we will not bother you any longer. Okay, so this one here, this is Rio miscensis. Echinopsis Rio miscensis. Rare species. Rarely seen, rarely photographed. And I'm not entirely sure if it's actually the right species, because this might as well be just Echinopsis lageniformis from that area. Like you have, and within a certain region, within a certain area, you can have multiple species growing at once, like together or different distanced from each other, but still like separate, So we would see. I have seen Friedrich Ritter's original photos of the species of Rio miscensis, and it looks similar, so it might belong to it, but I have also seen very differently looking plants, so you would have to do DNA testing of everything that is growing in that area and compare it to Echinopsis lageniformis to see if it's the same species or not. I really think it needs DNA testing urgently, because it's an interesting species. I want to know more about it. But I haven't seen much, and again, this plant here might just be Echinopsis lageniformis from that area. They made different like collections, and some of them look different than the others. Then over here, Scopolycola. You can see it's similar, but it's also a separate species. Definitely see it on that one. Echinopsis scopolycola. More on the whitish side of all of these. Flower buds, especially in the beginning, in the very early stage, they look very whitish, but later on you see that the color gets this brownish tone too. So you see they are similar to Brigesi in a way, but there's enough variation, genetic variation, that they are separate too, like a separate species that is correct. I really think this is a justified correct species. I mean, the body is so unique too. Would love to know how it came to be. This one here is Echinopsis valida. So you notice it's flowering from the apex. That is something that is of importance sometimes. Flower hair, very different. Also the scales, the look. The flower buds look like these little knobs. But interesting. Let's see. This is Telegonoides. from the apex, blackish with whitish, but rather small compared to the others that we've just seen. This is Echinopsis glauca. Yeah. You can see they are all similar. Here's another plant. More on the reddish side, kinda. Looks a little bit like hazelnut color when you see it in the sun, you know. Here's another one, really dark, reddish almost. This is Telegonoides, but unfortunately it's already progressed. So this plant doesn't really belong to them because it's not a columnar. This is grandiflora, actual grandiflora. And you would see that it is very Lobivia-like compared to the others. Flowering from a different kind of body. Here's glauca from the other side. Really whitish. Good species. Beautiful species and all. Here's Scopolycola again. So these are early form, early stage Peruviana. Mostly the apex here. Here's another one, but also early stage. Also apex. Okay, so I want to do like an outro where I talk a little bit about the things that I've just shown. In regards to the color of the hair, there's a minor, very subtle tendency. Scopolycola just has a more whitish appearance, especially in the beginning. The flower buds that are emerging, and later on, I mean, you see some clear differences between Scopolycola and, for example, Echinopsis lageniformis, and these differences are enough to say this is a separate species. These are both correct species. That's the like Scopolycola, the way the flower buds look and the way the body looks. Of all the ones like that I've shown, that one is the most unique in my opinion. Like, you also have Bridgesi, Echinopsis lageniformis, and there's a quite a big range in that species, and we need to look more into like the regional forms and which ones are actually correct species and which ones aren't. But you can see the like how closely they are related, and especially like Bridgesi and Isla del Sol both share so many traits that it's probably like a closely related species. If you compare Isla del Sol with something Bridgesi, over here the Rio Miskensis, yeah, this is pretty similar. We will show when they are both at the same size, roughly, when they have opened up, but you can see some very definite like links. You see the connection somehow, you know. Yeah, and I feel like Peruvianus has more red to it in the way the hair and everything looks like. It has a almost reddish color to it sometimes. Hazelnuts, dark hazelnut reddish. I don't know if that's not a color, but you know what I mean. If you look at it, it really has a color of its own, a unique color of its own. It becomes most obvious on this one. Yeah, and I do not think you can like clearly differentiate it just from the flower buds alone, because they are too similar to other species that are so closely related. See here, this is what I mean. It's very similar to, I mean, it's wet now, but if these were dry, they would look just like this. So later today I will do some more filming to have all the flowers on video, so I can later maybe do videos like where I want to show more of the traits in a separate video, maybe include the details from the description, something like that, you know. So we will have to do more filming today. I just wanted to show flower buds today because I have so many different ones open right now or opening right now, and it was a good chance to show them, especially with Rio Miskensis open right now. I mean, like open in the sense that it is visible. Like the flower isn't open yet, but you can see the flower bud, you know. Yeah, and I would love to look closer into Rio Miskensis as a species, but I mean, there's so few good photos and there's very few like genetic material that you can look into. So I just hope, like through the internet and all the cameras that are everywhere, we will see more photos from that area in the future. I want to see how the plants look. I mean, I've seen 1 or 2 photos on social media, and what I've seen looked like a lot like it is influenced by Echinopsis lageniformis. And yeah, but whether it's just whether if it's influenced or if it's actually the same species, that needs to be determined. That remains to be seen. Okay, bye.